Islam family, peace and blessings. This is your brother man, Moorish Life, keeping it real with you. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation. By night and by day, to his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Ameen. Well, this is a random show based upon Radio Not. I'm going to explain first, I'll rise giving perfect praises to Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, freedom, and justice. Honors to Brother Marcus Messiah Garvey Bay. Honors to all present, past, and future leaders of the Moorish Science of America, through the guidance of his Father God Allah. Well, today's going to be a short show today. We all have to keep in mind that there's no excuse why you can't change your condition. You can't base your life off of a specific group of people who are in power to dictate your life. Yes, we all know they have control over the media and all these things. We know that. We understand that. But what we need to do is better our condition and start thinking for ourselves. Instead of us watching what's on TV and copying what we see and mimicking our oppressors, the style of clothes and all this other stuff, males want to be women and girls want to be men and all this other stuff. You got to find some common ground to start really thinking like, if you're born to be a woman, then be a woman. You're born to be a man, be a man. But we all know that sometimes too much estrogen get into a boy, he becomes feminine. Too much testosterone get into a woman, she becomes a dude. We all need to take responsibility for our own actions, but hold the people who raise us accountable as well. So we can no longer hold our ancestors who suffered slavery accountable for what's going on right now because they didn't know. The only one you can hold accountable is you, because you have the power to change. Now, you have to understand, Moorish Science of America only existed in certain areas. Newark, New Jersey, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Chicago, and there's some other states, New York, I guess. Because you have to understand that Moorish science was not everywhere, so not everybody had access to Moorish science. So you can't blame your grandmothers and grandfathers for being Masons and Eastern Stars as so-called Negro blacks and colors. But what you do have to do is be like your brother man, Moorish Life, and say, yeah, you know, my grandmother was a Eastern Star, my grandfather was a Mason or whatever. They didn't have those same resources I had. But they were aware of it, but they was not able to reach out because of certain circumstances and situations, Jim Crow, and all this folly going on. And since we have all this folly going on, to the point where we have to go out and work, and you know what I'm saying, grandmoms had to be a seamstress, which means a one who sews and make clothes and drapes and stuff. And father had to go granddaddy had to go roll some peanuts and sell watermelon and all this sort of stuff just to make extra money. This is how revolutionary and grandmother and grandfathers was. Because even though they were getting taxed to death by the European slaveholder, they still find ways to make extra money. So praise Allah to our grandmothers and grandfathers and our ancestors did the best they could. Now it's up to us to change the condition. Now it's up to us to stop calling our brothers nigga and nigger or whatever the case may be, because it means the same thing. Stop calling them sisters bitches or whatever. Stop calling them, if they acting a fool, call them a Jezebel. These Europeans who you call Karen, stop calling them Karens. Because the name Karen means innocent. There's nothing innocent about them. Call them Jezebel. If they acting unruly and ungrateful, call them Jezebel. Call them what they are, not what they seem to be. Start doing some thinking for yourself and start articulating for yourself in your own thoughts what fits according to how you were raised, and you be able to decipher yourself between right and wrong, and then that way you can come to your own conclusion instead of following the sheep that's led to slaughter to be able to jump off and commit suicide, or the wolf in sheep's clothing, or whatever the case may be. So my whole thing is this: when you start sitting over here trying to gang bang and doing all this crazy madness, you don't know what you're doing. You're destroying your whole family. You're destroying yourself. And you're being a dishonor to your ancestors by doing these things that allude to slavery and having a slave mind mentality. So when you have a slave mind mentality, you can't think nothing else but to be evil. So when it's time to better your condition, you have looked at all the wrong and the folly you have done. You have made a speedy reparation. So I'm just sitting here calling the truth what it is. I'm your brother Morris Life. So my thing is this: you have a choice to change. You have a choice to stop killing each other. You have a choice to stop being indoctrinated with the slaveholder and being captivated by killing and murdering somebody who's someone else's son, or somebody murdering your family, and so on and so on. It just keeps going on and on and on. But all of a sudden, now you gang banging, but you gang banging on a plantation. When master tell you to do something, you get drunk and you get all your wits, and you stop thinking about yourself and start thinking about your culture, and you even lost yourself because you don't even know who you are. You don't even know your nationality. The Chinese man knows his nationality. The Korean knows his nationality. They know the national flag, but you don't know yours. But you calling yourself Negro, Black, and Colored, which is basically slander and defamation of character. So when you start calling yourself these things and you start disrespecting these brothers and sisters out there and disrespecting people's mamas, then you're going to have a problem with yourself. So now you dig a hole so deep that you, it's 6 feet deep or deeper, that you can't even get yourself out of. So you might as well just put a tombstone right there. These might as well just bury you alive, yo. That's all I got to say. So when we start doing some thinking and putting that gang banging to the side on a plantation for the slaveholder, and all this butt breaking, pants sagging down the rectum, you draw what I'm saying? You being somebody's beast. You being somebody's a slab of piece of meat to go get your rectum taken or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So when you start doing some thinking to better your condition, you cannot sit here and try to dictate someone that they're doing something wrong, but you can't even look at yourself in the mirror, and you look at their reflection of what you see, but you can't even see your own self. You can't even see your own self where you doing wrong. You can't see yourself where you are not making an effort to make a change and do better and better your condition, instead of calling yourself Negro, Black, colored, Afro-American, African-American. How can you be born in two continents at the same time? How could you have an Afro as a hairstyle but be a people in America? How was that possible? These names allude to slavery. This is the mark of the beast. The reason why I say that, because this is the book of Revelation. The European, Caucasian, so-called white person is the one who ate the beast, had a lower vibration thinking, which we created him through mama and sent him and her to the Caucasus Mountains, and they couldn't think nothing else to do. So they have no hearts to sympathize. They're evil. They're the devil. You know what I'm saying? And that's like 95-96% of the Europeans. The rest of them are just straight just. So all these ones who are talking all this yap about all this stuff that's going on, and don't understand who's in charge of the pharmaceutical company, who's in charge of shipping all these guns into the community, who's shipping all this dope into the community, so-called black communities, and don't understand why a brother and sister can't get a job, be able to take care of their children, because they over here slanging just to be able to feed their family. I understand that certain people don't have a choice. I understand that. But you don't have to be a product of what they perceive you to be. So when you start thinking, the Prophet Noble Drew Ali said it best. If I can't save you, then no one can. But if I can get you to think, you can save yourself. So, take a pause for a minute. I see we have some people in the chat. Let's see what these brothers and sisters are talking about today. Raja says, I subbed. Good work. Praise Allah to you. Heaven high. Islam. Peace and blessings. Diego BB Goat. Heaven high to you. You subbed. Islam. Praise Allah. And you liked. Okay. You got Snoop Dogg. He was like, yo, I don't know if this is really Snoop Dogg, but whatever. Peace and blessings, brother Snoop Dogg. Islam. Slimy. Run a fade. If you feeling some type of way, just drop the Addy gang. Whatever, bro. I don't know what you talking about. My thing is this. You talking about run a fade. Brother, you know what? Running a fade with me, bro, you ain't gonna live. That's number one. That's guaranteed. Because you know what? I'm the type of brother who don't be playing games when it comes down running fade and taking fades, brother. So if I were you, I would dismiss that comment and being disrespectful to the host. Respect the host. Slimy. And I can see, and you know that name is a lower vibration anyway. So you know what? You better take that that lower vibration elsewhere, bro. Because you know I'm not feeling that right now. And you want to talk about taking a fade, bro? You're not, like I said, you're not going to live messing with me. Because you know what? To be honest with you, I'm about that life. I'm about Moorish life, bro. And if you don't know any history about the Moors, you better check yourself. And as far as the gang is concerned, I know plenty about gang banging, brother. So if I were you, I would, tone that down, put it on mute status, brother, because you don't know what you're talking about. Islam, peace and blessings to Iris. Can I be a stream mod, please? I have to think about that. Slimy again, talking this. I'm trolling, fam. You speaking facts. So, okay, Islam, peace and blessings, Slimy. But, yeah, but watch what you say on my channel, brother. You draw what I'm saying? Because Moorish Americans, we don't be playing that gang banging lifestyle, brother. We make peace with gangsters. If gangsters got a problem with us, they come see us. And then we gonna make peace. Now, if you don't want to make peace when love, truth, peace, freedom is violated, then justice must then take its course. Now, we could go through anybody's hood and not have no problems, and all is well. So I got 5 sides to me, something like a Pentagon, strike with the forces of King Solomon, let bygones be bygones, and so on and so on. I'm going to teach these cats how to live in the ghetto, keep it retrospective from the ghetto, lay low, have my mind shine like a halo. You better recognize that song, Ghetto Superstar by Pras, and ODB and Maya. But if you could change your condition from being a lower vibration thinking, such as myself, coming from a Negro, black and colored Latino family, yo, you draw what I'm saying? And coming from that down south upbringing, and coming from that islander upbringing, because number one, we're not Negroes, blacks, and coloreds. Those names were given to us by the slaveholders in 1779 and lasted during slavery till in the time until slavery until 1865. Because of this is a new era of time now that all men must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government by which they live and the nations of the earth. This is what Noble Drew Ali said. So what you have to do is get out of that negative state of mind and constantly practice being peaceful. But peace does not always work when you have to demonstrate justice. When you demonstrate justice, that means you're being backed into a corner that you have no other way out. Guns is drawn. Somebody got ready to throw fists at you or whatever, and you gotta get out of that corner of the wall. So you gotta fight your way through. That means you gonna have to that means you have to get somebody's form changed and pass through them to get yourself safe. You gotta change some form yourself, their physical form, instead of your own. But I don't advocate violence until violence it needs to be. I don't have time to be going back and forth with a brother or whoever he may be, or a European, because calling somebody a nigga is fighting words. Calling somebody a coon, a shiner, a negro, black or colored is fighting words. And I'm going to explain why. Because we never called ourselves that. We're Moors. That's who we are. We're Moorish. We're the descendants of the Moroccans, the ancient Moabites and Canaanites. The one who's Ruth Moabitess. You draw what I'm saying? Ruth Moabitess, the one who got the turban on her head with the star and crescent in the middle of her turban headdress. And she dresses down. She says, my God is your God. Well, if we understand Aramaic as well as Arabic, Allah is the name. So Yeshua said Allah. I don't care what nobody says to me. I don't care what denomination of any other religious organization cannot tell me otherwise, because the Bible teaches us in Matthew 6:24, it says, study to show thyself approved. Conjunction with another scripture. 2 Timothy verse 2, verse 15. Study to show thyself approved. So if you ain't studying yourself to show yourself approved, your lower self approved, then who are you doing to go out here to tell somebody else something, and you getting some information from someone else who don't even know what they're talking about, and you just parakeet what they're saying, so you sounding just like dumb, just like the slaveholder. So what makes you even more educated than them? Because you got a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, a PhD, or whatever, or what you call it. You tell me that. You tell me what's so good about getting a good European education out there in them streets and getting beat down by the police, the slave patrol. You draw what I'm saying? Who got the green light from the Rothschild Rockefellers. So the reason why you gang banging is because of the simple fact that you have no other opportunity to better your condition. Mom and Pop had no other choice but to sell drugs. So you gonna repeat what they did because they did it because it was so cool and so hip? I don't think so. So you already know where gangbanging leads you. So why keep doing something when it's going to end your carnal form, when you're going to pass your physical form? Get your form changed. So why keep doing something evil that represents something demonic, something that represents the lower self vibration, and you keep serving the other master, which is Lucifer, Satan, devil, dragon, and beast, but yet still you want to go blast on someone else because on a specific color. Do you realize that colors are beautiful? Red, blue, green, purple. Those are beautiful colors that Allah has created. So what makes you think that you got to go audacity to kill someone else over a color that Allah has created, who made it divine for you to wear, for you to look royalty and look genuine and look Moorish, or look good in a suit, but you want to bang on somebody because of a color? That's some Luciferian backward stuff going on. Some Johnny-come-lately Lucifer stuff going on. That's what that is. I'm going to keep it real. And I don't care who got something against what they have to say, or going to rebuttal what I have to say. Because guess what? I care less what the thoughtless think. If you got a problem, come see me. Because you can't see me anyways. But I'll find out where you at, though. So keep pushing them buttons. Keep trying me. Because guess what? You ain't going to live messing with me, because justice is going to take its course. You can sit here and bust all the guns you want. You can sit here and bust all the bullets you want out the magazine straight from the clip. But guess what? Swords, scimitars don't have bullets. So guess what? Since you can't shoot, you can't even bring a gun to a sword fight. And you ain't gonna win because you can't shoot. But guess what though? A sword is more smoother and more cleaner taking somebody's head off. Because guess what? I was there in combat. And since I was there in combat, in the year of 7-11, going up against them Europeans, me and 699 other Moorish Muslims taking over the Iberian Peninsula, you really think you want to try me? Because guess what? I came back reincarnated. And you have no idea who you messing with. All that trauma that my grandmothers and grandfathers experienced, guess what? The grandson is seeing it. The grandson is seeing the raping and the pillage of his ancestors. The grandson here, Moorish life, is seeing lynching, people getting buried alive, getting sodomized. And what I mean by sodomized is when the European takes his little manhood and go drive it up in another man's rectum in front of his wife and children. The European slaveholder, the so-called white man. You draw what I'm saying? So all that stuff yip yap y'all be talking on them streets don't mean nothing. But wait till I bail one of your little homies out on them streets. Then you gonna give me the salute. You gonna give me the Islam. You gonna give me the Assalamu Alaikum, as y'all be saying. Yeah, I'm about that life, brother. I gave a stare down to 2 police officers bothering a little homie from the hood that I lived in. I did it. Yeah, and guess what? When I was staring down them police officers, when I was in my fez and my Islamic garment, they vacated the situation because they couldn't even detain a youngster because he was underage. So what law you know about that? You don't know no law because you over here still harming each other. You sisters out here being Jezebelish, over here selling your body like you were a prostitute. You going into the club and you getting the wrong man. All of a sudden now you pregnant. Now you trying to figure out who the baby daddy is because you being promiscuous. You being a Jezebel. You being a harlot. But you don't even want to be a Ruth Moabite. But you don't want to cover yourself up. So tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me, where is it honorable disrespecting your own mother and father? Do you understand their condition? Do you understand they went through PTSD too? What they have already done, you still trying to figure out life? They've already experienced life already. They already been through the hardship. So you can't even understand what they went through. So you want to dishonor mother and father, but you want to honor yourself. So how is Allah going to bless you if you can't even look at the condition of what your mother and father went through and take their whatever good deeds they have and embrace it to better your condition and being like the coffee as the coffee is brewing, you're taking a filter, you're removing all the gunk, the stuff that doesn't even apply, but you filter out all the good stuff and you apply it to yourself. You love it on yourself and you love your mother and father and you honoring them because they gave you life, but you forgive them because that's what Allah wants you to do. Allah wants you to forgive your mother and father for the wrong they've done, so that way when you see what they doing is wrong, when you have children and you get married, you don't make the same mistakes. You make the better decisions. That's what you ought to do. Because your brother Moorish life said so. And I mean what I say. So all y'all hypocrites out there, all y'all Hebrew Israelites, All y'all hypocrites over here talking about all this and all that and money and all this other stuff. Well, one day you're going to see a $20 bill, you're going to walk right over it. These are the words of Prophet Noble Drew Ali. So anybody who got something against more science, guess what? You got something against yourself. You got something against our Moorish American brothers and sisters. You got something against our mother and father and our ancestors. That means that connects you to your ancestors. So that means you are in disoriented state of mind, diabolical thinking that you're going to hate someone else's mother and father and hate the child. That means you're going to hate your ancestors too, because your ancestors are connected to their ancestors. Where's the justice? Explain that. Don't get me started, because I'm going to set the record straight real quick. And I don't gangbang, brothers and sisters. I hold the title of the Moorish Science, and I'm a sheik. And now the reason why I speak like this, because I speak facts. I don't have time for the diabolical, leading people on the straight, hustling people inside, talking, side jiving people. What's your angle? Coming at me sideways, trying to sell me stuff that's illegal. Well, let me explain this to you about law. Law is legal. Whatever law is legal. Whatever is legal is in law. But I'm going to cut this thing short though, because I'm on a roll. So before y'all decide to come on my chat and try to check a brother, you need to check yourself. Because I'm the beacon light, yo. Me and the other brothers and sisters are promising sons and daughters over here, teaching y'all about Moorish science and teach you about your higher self and lower self, strangely mixed. The higher self is the mother of the virtues and the harmonies of life that breeds love, mercy, justice, and right. The lower self breeds hatred, slander, lewdness, murder, theft, and everything that harms. So which master are you serving with Matthew 6:24? Hebrew Israelites, sons of Jacob, all of y'all. All y'all hating on Moorish Americans. Every last one of y'all who hating on Moorish Americans, this who applies to. So you want to run a fade with a Moorish American Muslim, you better check yourself. Because you're going to have to deal with a whole Mufti force, brother. So if I were you, I'd keep the peace. Because if you don't keep the peace, justice must then take its course. So, I give honors to all those in the chat. I give honors to all those who are listening. I give honors to everyone who has a desire for the truth, so that way the condition can be better. I'm your brother man, Moorish Life. That's what I'm about. The Crip and Blood thing, I ain't with that. To each his own, to what you do. But one day you're going to have to straighten up. Because if you don't straighten up, slaveholder going to straighten up for you. And you're going to end up being pinned down on the ground as a Negro, black, and colored slave, because that's what you are. You a corporate slave. Negro, blacks, and colors, Latino, Chicano, Hispanics. That's who you are. To the so-called white people. And you can't even call them white, because white means pure and innocent. Ain't nothing innocent about them Europeans who call themselves white. You explain that to me. How they gonna be white as a piece of paper, but they actually evil? So you look at the word white in the dictionary, I guarantee you it does not fit the description of a European. For all those who are just, who are Asiatic, who are pure in heart, who give love and don't demand love in return, praise Allah to you. Because now the gloves are off. And I'm about to call out every last one of them. All y'all European unjustified sympathizers, guess what? You're gonna reap what you sow. And everybody who was cats out the garden, the ones who accepted your teachings, they're gonna accept it too. So guess what? All these brothers around here acting all hard and tough, who joined the Ku Klux Klan, who infiltrated the Black Panthers, the White Panthers, the Moorish Science Temple of America, the Nation of Islam. Yeah, I know who you are. You guys tell on yourself all the time. I know who you are. I know y'all on sight when I see y'all. And I'm not talking about the eyes I see. It's the spirit. The devil can hide himself and be a good, beautiful angel and say all the nice things. But I can see through all that facade. I'm old enough to understand the game, brothers and sisters. So let me ask you a question. Why is it every time you go to court, you bring the checker pieces to the chess game and you lose every single time? Guilty. But yet, and still, the presiding judge has no authority or which means jurisdiction. But yet, and still, you don't want to know law. And I'm going to say this one time and one time only. Don't come up in my chat disrespecting me. Because I'm going to call you out. And I'm not going to be playing no childish games. So when I get into a physical confrontation, trust me, I don't play. I really don't play no games. And I mean what I say. So be peace in my channel. You draw what I'm saying? Go take all that folly and that devil worshiper thing somewhere else, because I ain't feeling it. Because guess what? When evil comes to me, they flee. It ain't time for me to leave the earth yet, brother, sister, agents, whoever you may be, getting paid by the Ku Klux Klan, the Jewish synagogues of Satan. Yeah, I know who y'all are. I know who y'all master is. The Rothschild Rockefellers, that's who y'all are. That's who causing all this corruption going on and dividing families. I know who's doing it. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Come on now, you think gang banging is gonna scare the Moorish Americans? Nah, not even. Because we're on the record, and the record's gonna reflect. But you guys be safe out there. I'm gonna say Islam. I pray that whatever that y'all are going through, I pray that all my trolling people out there, pray that y'all conquer your trials and tribulations in the name of peace. And to all my non-trollers out there and all my subscribers out there, peace and love to you all. I love my people. That includes the so-called Negro, Black, and Color, Latino, Chicano, Hispanic, and my Islander brothers and sisters out there. From Tonga to Samoa to Hawaii to the so-called Philippines, so-called Guam, so-called Puerto Rico, so-called Haiti, so-called Dominican Republic, Barbados, etc. Islam. Peace and love.